rights of New Zealanders.
Denise Roche.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ngā mihi nui ki a koe me tēnā koe ki te whare tēnei. I'd like to start my speech by acknowledging some people in the gallery, Lorna and Barry Stansfield, who are my partner's parents. And I'm acknowledging them because they are voters, they are ratepayers, they live in Auckland City, and they care about local government. Lorna particularly has been a frequent visitor and submitter and petitioner to her local community board and to her council. She's well known by local councillors, some of them fear her, but she's very, very vocal in saying what she as a ratepayer deserves in her community that should be paid for by her rates. Basically, they take advantage of local democracy. Kia ora. I also want to acknowledge in this House today those who have represented their communities as representatives in their local councils, their local boards, their community boards, and as mayoral candidates and mayors as well. Because these are the people who actually signed up to the principles of the Local Government Act 2002. They will have sworn to serve their communities to the best of their abilities and to serve those communities' interests. And like me, they would have been bound by the purposes of the Act. And the purposes include, in the Local Government Act, it includes the provision for local authorities to play a broad role in promoting the social, economic, environmental and cultural well-being of their communities, taking a sustainable development approach. The four well-beings. This bill seeks to remove the four well-beings from local government. The Greens will be voting against this bill because it rips the heart and soul out of the Local Government Act 2002. And that was a carefully crafted bill which has stood the test of time, and it allowed local communities to determine their own priorities without central government interference. This bill addresses a problem that does not exist, and this is backed up by the regulatory impact statement that was provided to the committee. On page 1 it says there is limited evidence to inform the development of these proposals. The regulatory impact statement confirms that this is a rush job by the government that in their haste to carve up local government for their own ends, for their own agendas, they could well create more mess-ups. And Local Government New Zealand agrees that these reforms are based on a beat-up by the government, and they are justifiably disappointed that they were not consulted at all in the drafting of this bill. Local government is right to be worried about this meddlesome bill and the government's agenda, because not satisfied with taking the local out of local government, now the national government is trying to take the government out of local government as well. How else can you describe the provisions in this bill that allow central government the right to intervene in local government, or set the financial parameters and benchmarks, or the proposal to remove citizen participation in council reorganisation proposals? And we've seen that already in Auckland. Or the provision around remuneration and employment policy that will deliberately fudge the line between governance and operations, and will also eliminate any attempt at good faith bargaining for local government staff. This bill fails to recognise that local government is about locals for locals. Locals like Lorna and Barry, and the local people that they democratically elected. But this government, not content with dismantling democracy in Canterbury, not content with forcing a massive amalgamation in Auckland, is set on rolling out a scheme to interfere and micromanage all the councils in the country. This is nanny state behaviour. This is government acting like a control freak. We will be opposing this bill.
Jamie Lee Ross.
Mr. Speaker, the opposition